For 9 seasons, Tim Lincecum was the heart and soul of the San Francisco Giants. The 2-time Cy Young Award winner helped the Giants win 3 World Championships and change the culture across the Bay. The Freak now joins Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and the Angels of Anaheim to help them turn their season around. Today, Lincecum makes his Halos debut in Oakland against an Athletics offense that can be unpredictable but dangerous at the same time. Lincecum and the Angels take on the Athletics, and it starts right now. Well, after a walk-off win last night, the A's are back to work on a beautiful day for baseball, and it's going to be an interesting day. Tim Lincecum making his first big league start since June of last year, and he's doing it in an Angels uniform, and he will be opposed by the right-hander Andrew Triggs, just called up from the minor leagues for the Athletics. So that's the setup. It's game 2 of the 3-game series. It's the Angels and the A's coming up on CSN California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, the Angels have all kinds of problems health-wise in their rotation. They needed a starter. They signed Tim Lincecum, and Ray's not the same guy he was 5 years ago. The Angels are hoping he still can be an effective, maybe 4th or 5th starter.
You know, Cup, I give him a lot of credit because he's a veteran. He knows how to pitch. He knows what he's capable of doing. Coming off the hip surgery, he was able to pick his team basically because there are clubs that wanted him to relieve, but he said, no, I want to start. So the Angels gave him that opportunity. So I think it's a great story. He's won a couple of Cy Young Awards, a couple of no-hitters, all those great things, but he's now pitching for the Angels of the American League. And for Andrew Triggs, what a story it's been for him to get his first start at the major league level. And if he could do half of what he did in Houston when he came in relief of Jesse Hahn pitching just 2/3 of an inning. But this young man did a great job. 4 innings, upwards of 70 pitches. And as Kurt Young said today, we'll just monitor him. But if he can give us that kind of performance, it's going to be great for the A's and the bullpen. But I think it's an interesting day, especially Lincecum, who's been out of baseball, and Triggs, who's been more of a career reliever, getting the start today.
All right, so the A's will try to make it 2 in a row over the Angels on what is a gorgeous afternoon for baseball here at the Coliseum. Stick around. We'll have lineups and first pitch from Oakland when we come back. It's the A's and the Angels.
on CSN California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. It's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
So the A's take the field. We are set to go for baseball on a Saturday afternoon here at the Coliseum, as Andrew Triggs starts his warm-up tosses. Game time weather for today presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. It's gorgeous, 72 degrees, a nice steady breeze. And the A's coming off a win last night, a walk-off win. 3-2 was the final. It was a good ball game all the way around. Lots of good pitching. So we'll see what happens today. Lineup for the Angels starts with Yunel Escobar. He's at third. Cole Calhoun hit a home run last night. He'll play right field and bat second. Then in the middle, it's Trout, Pujols, Crone. Giavotella hits sixth. Andrelton Simmons seventh. Carlos Perez eighth. Shane Robinson plays left field and bats ninth.
And it is Andrew Triggs. We expect him to do exactly that. Pitch out of the stretch, as he has been a reliever. He's made one start in the minor leagues. It's been a long time ago, but this is his major league debut as a starting pitcher. You go back to June the 3rd in Houston. Came in relief for Jesse Hahn. He pitched 4 innings, 76 pitches in the game. He gave up 7 hits, but kind of as he pitched longer, it seemed they got to him because he had not thrown that deep in the ball game. But every reliever in the ball club, by man, per man, went in and talked to Bob Melvin about the great job that Andrew Triggs did in that game. And so he gets the chance to start today, perhaps as a result of that performance in Houston.
The defense behind Triggs: Davis, Crisp, and Burns left, center, and right. Valencia, Simeon on the left side of the infield. Lowry and Alonso on the right side of the infield. And Josh Phegley catches today. Stephen Vogt will be the DH for the A's. So Triggs finishes up his warm-up tosses, and we are set to go. It's interesting. Mike Scioscia came out and he said something to the home plate umpire, who is Jeff Nelson, and now Nelson's looking at his scorecard.
Yeah.
So we'll see what this is all about. But about 30 seconds ago, you saw Scioscia come out.
As far as I understand from my card, that means that everything's fine for him to start with. But
I wish we could tell you more about what was happening here, but
Just Nelson.
I don't know if that's YouTube or just them, but I'll check. I'll check after this happening, so we don't start. You know, they're supposed to be telling.
Mike Scioscia's coming out, and
so I mean, who knows? I mean, is it a lineup thing on the lineup card? But that's just a guess. Who knows?
well, maybe it's a move, a roster move. They had to make a move for Lincecum, and Scioscia pointed back. Sometimes you have to get permission for somebody to stay on the bench if he's not on the roster. You know, coaches in September, managers come up from the minor league, so we don't know. We'll try to find out. But the fact that Jeff Nelson, crew chief, was looking at his lineup card as he went over to talk to Bob Melvin. Okay.
So here is Yunel Escobar, the leadoff hitter, and the first pitch is rolled foul. Now we're also hearing something, but it could have to do with the replay phones in the dugout, maybe in the home dugout. So if you know, there's some rules that if it's not working in one.
Okay, so that was the MLB person.
Off the glove of Lowry, and it rolls into shallow center field.
Triggs, the first pitch swinging, and he has been aggressive and always will be aggressive. That ball left too much in the middle of the plate, and watch the ball come back towards the middle, and that's a pretty good hitting pitch.
Number 56.
A hittable pitch. Jed Lowry tried to go to his right and make the play, could not.
So Escobar with the leadoff single. And here's Cole Calhoun. Cole Calhoun hitting .292 with 9 home runs, 38 RBIs. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike.
If you remember a couple of years ago when Mike Scioscia started and used the bullpen exclusively. Wade LeBlanc was supposed to start, and they used the bullpen, but The difference today is the fact this lineup that Mike Scioscia is using is a lineup he's going to use against lefties or righties, and it's not going to matter who the A's bring in. They have 3 lefties in the bullpen, but it's not going to matter. And I think from that standpoint, it's still different than what we saw a couple years ago.
But I'm sure there's a number of pitches in mind for Triggs, maybe 65, 70. I think would probably make the coaching staff thrilled.
Where at June the 18th and June the 30th through the 76th, Kurt Young said when he went back to the minor leagues, he had games in which he threw 18 or 19. So from the 3rd, 15 days later, he's making the start, and he went 76 pitches in that game in Houston, which is unbelievable. But of course, he got a ticket back to Nashville too, and you expect that to happen. But
and tomorrow, Eric Surkamp pitches, and Surkamp has had trouble pitching deep into games. Now, there is an off day Monday, so that certainly plays into the whole equation.
We've seen Bob Melvin manage since 2011, and he manages for today and worries about tomorrow. And so today it's about trying to beat the Angels with what he has.
I know the guys in the pregame show mentioned it, but it's almost worth mentioning again. This is the 9th starting pitcher the A's have used in their last 21 games, which is almost unbelievable.
And you know, Cap, last year we saw that at the end of the season, but we're talking before the All-Star break.
1-2 to Calhoun. Calhoun skies one to center. Poco backs up. Tagging up is Escobar. Escobar is going to try for second, and Escobar will make it. So pretty good base running by Yunel Escobar. He read it immediately and got back to tag up. Umpires, Jeff Nelson is the crew chief, and he is calling balls and strikes. Nick Lentz at first, Corey Blazer at second, Doug Eddings is at third. So that'll bring up Mike Trout. So 9 starters in the last 21 games. He is the 10th starter overall this year.
He did a great job last night. Kendall Graveman, 7 solid innings. Left with a 2-1 lead, but a very productive 7 innings for the A's right-hander. No decision for him.
First pitch to Trout, right in there with a strike. 0 for 4 last night for Mike Trout, so the A's did a good job keeping him in check last night. 300 the average, 13 home runs, 44 RBIs. Trout's on base percentage is 3rd best in the American League. He's 10th in the league in runs scored. 3rd in the league in walks. Escobar with the lead at second, just underway from the Coliseum. Triggs and Lincecum is your pitching matchup. I always like to do this to you, Ray. So if I would have walked up to you in spring training, let's pick a date, let's say March 15th, and said, hey, on the 18th of June, Ray, the A's and the Angels are going to play, and the pitching matchup is going to be Triggs and Lincecum. And you would have said, who?
Yeah,
what?
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have said.
Well, the Angels, as you see, they're having the same starting pitching issues as far as having to use a lot of guys as the A's are.
You know, you saw Lincecum sitting on the bench, very calm. It's a big difference. Tim Lincecum has already had a major league career, and it's been a great one. I mean, you look at the hardware that he has been able to take home, and for him, it's making a comeback and kind of proof to the baseball world that even though he has not pitched as well lately and had the hip surgery and all that, but he's capable of pitching, and we'll see today.
Breaking ball, and Trout tried to wait on it and ends up swinging through it. 2 outs.
Well, the slider, and he did wait and watch him plant the front foot and then wait, and then at the last instant swing, and just could not make contact. But a great slider, really kind of in the middle of the plate, but the spin on it and the off speed of the slider, and Mike Trout not able to square it up.
XMO brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So now you got to get Pujols. Albert Pujols had 233, 12 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Swing and a miss.
Well, good sinker down and in, and Pujols did not wait around, but good movement on the sinker. And Triggs, as we have noted, will actually make his delivery thrown across his body, and you'll see the spot, and it'll be totally different than Tim Lincecum when he takes the mound. Like he's throwing towards the on-deck circle of the Athletics.
Yeah, that's a major crossover.
Yeah.
We saw it with Jake Diekman from the Texas Rangers as a left-hander, and Triggs does it about the same extreme, except he's right-handed. Our view is probably as good as anybody's because we can see the darker hole that he's stepping into, and that's a major crossover. It just looks like the ball's coming from a completely different spot.
Yeah, you can see it right there. That's where he's going to land consistently. And
wow.
Whereas Lincecum will be just the opposite because he's going to fly open towards the first base side, at least somewhat, not extreme. But from the hitter standpoint, it's kind of like the late Don Drysdale. Triggs doesn't throw nearly as hard, but that's the way he threw and made it very tough on hitters.
I've also heard baseball people say that it can be a little tough on your arm because your arm has to go further. It has to come all the way around, a little harder on the shoulder.
Had to catch up and get it in there. But the one thing, last night Marte was hitting behind Pujols, and today it's C.J. Cron playing first as Pujols is the DH. So there is some leeway, at least with first base open, with the power hitter and the great hitter in Pujols.
No strike, 3-2.
They got a fastball, the two-seamer that came back a little bit towards the outside part of the plate. Pujols thought it was off the plate.
Good pitch.
It was a very good pitch, and now he can go slider again, try to get him to chase, sinker down and in, or another two-seamer outside. If it's a second sign, it's a fastball in. And I say that because the runner at second base is looking at the same thing, and they're looking for a sequence if they're so inclined to try to pick up what a catcher is, kind of signs he's giving. And it's up to the catcher to make sure. Let's see, he changed it.
3-2 pitch is popped up. Looking up into the bright sunshine is Lowry. He's got it. Well, Triggs gets out of the jam, and Escobar is stranding. So Tim Lincecum time here at the Coliseum as he is set to take the mound. Look at the lineup for the Oakland Athletics. Billy Burns will lead off, followed by Coco Crisp, then Stephen Vogt, who will DH. Valencia, Davis Lowry, Alonzo Fegley, and Simeon. There's your Oakland A starting lineup.
And as noted, Tim Lincecum, his first start in the American League, first start for the Angels. The A's have seen him plenty of times pitching for the Giants. A nice ovation as Lincecum went down to warm up in the bullpen, and I think there's a few Giants jerseys on hand this afternoon, especially down the right field line. But Lincecum, again, a credit to him, coming back, wanting to pitch, wanting to start, and he gets that chance with the Angels, who, like the Athletics, are looking for starting pitchers.
So behind Lincecum, Robinson, Trout, and Calhoun in the outfield. Escobar, Simmons, Giovatella, and Cron on the infield. And Carlos Perez will do the catching.
I was thinking with Jeff Mathis, whenever he's with the Angels, he was wearing number 5. Coincidentally, he's traded to Toronto about the time they signed Albert Pujols. So they didn't have to give it up. They just took it. And for Tim Lincecum, I don't know who wore 55, but
he was going to get 55.
Yeah, he's going to get it. And all these jerseys that are the orange and black, we're not going to have to change just because they're red. But see, Lincecum looks like he's pitching out of the stretch, even though he's not. He's got that little side, which he's always had, and slings the ball. And last night, as I said, changeup, it's more of a split finger fastball, but it acts like a changeup, comes out of his hand. But he is the type of pitcher you don't want to swing at bad pitches.
So first pitch strike, or second pitch strike, 1-1 to Burns. Burns, Crisp, and Vogt here in the first. Of course, the delivery's always been funky delivery. He's not a big guy at all, but watch how far he stretches out, and you could see where that would be hard on his hips and his legs. There's a line drive to right field. Calhoun is there. So 1 away, and here's Coco Crisp.
And, you know, for Lincecum coming from the minor leagues to sign the contract, there's always a question about the catcher, and catchers do warm up pitchers in the bullpen, the starting pitchers, the starting catchers down there. But, you know, in some sense, you kind of let the pitcher, in the case of Lincecum, who's had a tremendous career already, kind of call his own game. And you have a game plan of what you want to do. At the bottom line, if he shakes off, then he has a certain pitch he wants to throw in these situations.
First pitch in for a strike in the outside corner, 88 miles an hour. Crisp at 228, 5 homers, 23 RBIs. And that's the split finger pitch, and still a good pitch, 0-2.
BI is always on top of things. Paul Sorrento, hitting coach, was the one who's wearing 55. Gave it up. Paul, you want to keep your job?
Sorry, Paul. On the ground, handled nicely by Simmons. That's the second out. Well, the interesting thing with Lincecum, his last major league start was June 27th of last year, and he was hit by a line drive. But the line drive, it had nothing to do with his hip. He was hit on the right elbow, placed on the disabled list, and he never pitched again. And then in September, he said, you know what, since I'm not going to pitch, I'm going to get hip surgery because I want to pitch again next year. So the hip thing is more of something that's been bothering him for a long, long time. So he got the surgery done, was not quite ready in spring training. Had that workout, that showcase on the 6th of May, and the Angels signed him on the 20th of May. Well, that's the timeline for Lincecum, and now back in the big leagues. He pitched 17 innings over 3 starts in the minor leagues getting ready.
And really, it's a perfect return for him because he's pitching for the Angels. You can see the starts in the minor leagues for him in the 17 innings, but he's coming back to the Bay Area where people are familiar with him, even though he's in another uniform.
Long run, and it falls. Shane Robinson.
He had it.
And Robinson kind of pulled up, and he had it was right in front of him. Escobar was there, but clearly Robinson's ball.
Well, Robinson comes charging in, and he just backs up because he sees Escobar. And I don't know if there's communication, but that's where the outfielder has to take charge because it's a much easier play for him. And see if Stephen Vogt can take advantage of the miscue, because no air given, but definitely a ball that should have been caught, probably by Robinson.
So the count 1-2 to Vogt, hitting .265 with 5 home runs and 16 RBI. Fastball runs in at 90 miles an hour. Good swing there by Vogt. I don't think you'll see a whole lot more than 90-91 velocity-wise. Let's go. There's that splitter. This one floats outside. So full count to Vogt, with Valencia hoping to hit in this inning. Shift is on for Vogt. That one's driven to left center, and it's hit pretty well, and it is off the top of the wall. Robinson gets it back in, and Stephen Vogt has a 2-out double.
The count was 1-2 when the foul ball went down the line. Extra pitches and an almost home run. This ball almost cleared, but it kind of died slicing action as it went off the wall. But Tim Lincecum now finds a runner in score position when he should have been back in the dugout. But Stephen Vogt taking advantage of the extra pitches, the extra swing, and hits a double to do something here with 2 outs in the first inning.
So it's, how many pitches did he throw to Vogt after? 3 or after the
I got
missed
6,
foul
5
ball?
or 6, you know, 5, yeah.
So you'll,
yeah.
you're going to probably add who knows how many more pitches.
That's right.
Maybe an inning's worth. Valencia hitting .331. Got 58 hits on the year. Fastball well placed there, and it's 0-2.
And he cares very little about Stephen Vogt at second. Didn't even look back.
No, he may not look.
Yeah, I mean, he just figured my concentration's on the hitter.
And there's the splitter, and it was a good one, and Valencia strikes out. So Vogt is stranded, and we are scoreless after 1 here at the Coliseum.
And for Andrew Triggs, it's his first major league start. He has pitched out of the bullpen, but it's his first major league start. And for Tim Lincecum, his first American League start. So we have some firsts today for both starting pitchers, and so far scoreless in the top of the second.
C.J. Cron leading it off, in for a strike. Triggs gave up a leadoff single in the first. Was able to strand Escobar at second. He had to strike out a Trout.
And thinking about Escobar's hit as a fastball down the middle, maybe the adrenaline for Triggs. Yes, I'm starting. I'm pitching out of the stretch and starting.
What is going on?
Yeah, he threw a little bit too hard and didn't get the sink that he wanted, and settled down after that to get 3 outs, especially with the 2 strikeouts, or a strikeout and then a pop up on a slider. That's a good slider running away from the right-handed hitter. And you know, when you throw across your body, it is different for a right-handed hitter to try to pick the ball up, but especially if Triggs can keep the ball away from the right-hander.
Good pitch again. Cron at 257 with 5 home runs, 29 RBIs. He pitch hit last night. And a line drive to the right fielder. 1-2 pitch is line foul back into the seats.
And that was a pretty hittable pitch, except that he's thrown a lot of sliders, and Cron, trying to protect maybe against another slider, was a little bit late on the swing. When you see a ball and a fastball down the middle hit foul over the first base dugout, you know the hitter is thinking more of the slider.
Fastball up and away. Giovitella to follow, and then Simmons. That slider kind of hung on the inside part of the plate, which is not what you want.
Yeah, that's like Trout planted the foot, and that ball stayed inside half the plate, and you know, good job of Cron staying alive, but also very fortunate that he didn't hit it far.
Sweeping slider a little bit off the plate. So 3-2 the count.
This is what the home plate umpire saw, and according where he caught it was off the plate, but did it catch a little bit of the plate?
Payoff pitch is lined to left, and that's a hit. Davis tried to get over there. He dives to cut it off, and he does cut it off.
Wow.
And gets up and gets it back in quickly. You don't see an outfielder do that very often, where they dive head first to cut a ball off. And he did a nice job. I thought it was going to sneak past him.
I did too, and C.J. Cron had to be thinking at least maybe 2, see where the ball is hit. And Chris Davis leaves his feet, takes a good angle, almost like an infielder going in the outfield. Takes the angle and figures it's a double at least if it gets by him with Coco backing up. But what a job by Chris Davis. He keeps the double play in order. That's so important because he's a sinker ball pitcher. And Chris Davis doing a great job in the outfield. Got the ball back in on a line to the second base bag.
So leadoff man on again for the Angels. Here's Giovitella. First pitch to Giovitella is on the outside corner for a strike. 273 for the Angels second baseman. 4 home runs, 22 RBIs.
You said it perfectly last night. A hard man to strike out. Finds a way to put the ball in play, and hit 4 home runs, and it seems that he has the capability of doing exactly that at times. Does not want to do it all the time, wants to try to just hit line drives. And he's found a home at second base for the Angels.
And a hot hitter right now. 10 for his last 23. At least against the A's, and I would imagine it's probably like this against us. But he throws together a good at bat against the A's just about every time he comes up.
And it's always tough if the hitter, you know, it's going to be tough to strike out. He's going to be a pesky one trying to just keep the ball in play somehow.
Thought about it, did Jeff Nelson, the home plate umpire.
Maybe he's still thinking about the telephones. Effectively set up on the corner, didn't move to catch the ball, so maybe set up a little bit off the plate.
So 1-2 with Crone at first. Not close. Angels are 29-38 on the year. They have lost 8 out of their last 11. They are 14-18 on the road, and they're 12-11 against the West. So they, like the A's, just trying to figure it out. That's what I say, in search of a win streak. Under the glove of Triggs, Lowry has it. They'll get the out at second. Late throw to first. I think the scary part, Ray, for the Angels and the A's and even the Astros with the AL West standings is the Rangers are playing great, and they're starting to stretch it out big time. They have the best record in the American League. They have the second best record in all of baseball, 43-25. And then, I mean, that's a nice cushion for the Rangers right now.
18 games over 500. Seattle behind them, but just 5 games above 500. And really, for every team you saw in the standings, everybody wants to keep playing because they know game 68 for both ball clubs today, and a lot of baseball remaining, a lot of things. Even the Rangers last year, they know that this time last year they were scuffling and they ended up winning the division. Stranger things have happened.
Pitches high to Andrelton Simmons. Simmons at 233, a homer and 9 RBIs. Had a double last night. He missed 33 games with that thumb injury. I think he came back even sooner than the Angels thought he would, which is good news for them.
They mentioned players like Bryce Harper and Jed Lowry, a couple of guys that took about twice as long to come back because of the similar injury, and it's kind of a miraculous recovery for him.
Had some ligament damage in that thumb.
And when you have surgery in the thumb, it's usually difficult to come back, but it's amazing how quickly he did return.
And you know, we say, hey, he hurt his thumb, but the official name for the injury, Ray, and I'm going to read it right off the Angels notes: left thumb UCL full thickness tear. Did you get that?
Ultra collateral ligament. I mean, you
full,
yeah, the full thickness.
And the thickness part comes into play.
Yeah, that's
what it is it didn't sound good, but he's back. Davis trots in, waiting, and he's got it.
I just want to make you aware again that when the Brewers come into town, they refer to the big toe as the great toe. It's not your big toe, it's a great toe.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that something you learned at Miller Park?
Yeah.
All the great Milwaukee, Wisconsin history I was giving you, and that's what you came out of Milwaukee.
Jonathan Lucroy had a great toe problem. He fractured it last year, and I said, Jonathan, tell me about the great toe. And said it like that, and he goes, well, it's my left. Oh,
so
it's a great toe. It's a big toe, man.
I've always known as the big toe,
but they call it great toe. We'll learn more about the great toe when the Brewers come in next
So the
week.
great toe, huh? Because the big toe is the leader.
That's right. It's usually called the big toe.
It's the leader.
Yeah, it's greater of the 5, but.
It was quite a trip to Milwaukee, folks. We learned a lot.
2 games indoors.
1-0 to Carlos Perez, 2-0 to Carlos Perez.
Well, we know the farm was great for you.
That's right. I wish we could go there every year. Now, the A's did not have a lot of success in Milwaukee, but maybe they can pay back the Brewers on Tuesday and Wednesday. Milwaukee comes to town. Monday's an off day. A's Community Fun Golf Classic, which is always a lot of fun.
Good luck for all the homes that are positioned on the golf course.
Yeah. 4. Round Hill Country Club. It's always a good day. You get to see some of your former teammates.
Yeah.
They like to come in and play.
They can play. I mean, those are good golfers.
Two and one to Perez with Giovatello, the runner, at first base. In the air to right. Burns is under it. Side retired. So another leadoff hit for the Angels, but they do nothing with it. Bottom of the second coming up. No score. Time now for the four to right choice. May 25th of last year. Lincecum pitching against the Brewers in Milwaukee. That's Chris Davis. Davis got him once and got him twice. And that's at Miller Park on looks like a beautiful day in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So Chris Davis, success against Lincecum, 3 for 4 with 2 home runs in his career.
And we hope he continues against Tim Lincecum, but regardless, Cap, you look at what he did in diving, gets Crone, keeps him to a single. The next batter, Giovatello, would have gotten to third, and maybe the fly ball by Simmons would have gotten him in. Who knows? But the dive by Chris Davis, holding Crone to a single instead of a double, at least paid dividends for the Athletics by not allowing a run to score.
And at no point anywhere on a score sheet, box score, stat sheet will anything show up about what Chris Davis did. But if you see it, you know how important.
Absolutely. It was very important, and boy, he sprinted in to get his helmet and bat ready to lead off for this inning.
Two and one the count to Davis. Lowry to follow, and then Alonso here in the second inning against Lincecum. Low strike call, and the count 2-2.
And there's a right time where you say to the umpire, is that going to be the lower end of your strike zone? Lower part is, am I going to have to swing at that all day?
Line foul.
Last night, Chris Davis hit number 16, and it was straight away breaking ball, and Matt Shoemaker just looking and wondering on line drive. And there's so many times that Chris Davis hits a ball with the topspin, it keeps it from going out. That time it just kept carrying. 16 and 45 on June the 18th. Pretty good.
Calhoun drifts toward the line, and he's got it. So since August 6th of last year, Chris Davis has 36 home runs, tied for second most in the major leagues, and that's where he's hit them.
How about 19 to center? That's an unbelievable. I mean, that means you're staying on all pitches. You got 6 to right field, 11 to left field, but the 19 straight away. And he has the power. There's no park that can hold him.
He has more than the other Chris Davis from the Orioles in that time span. Again, that starts on August 6th of last year. The only hitter in the major leagues that has more home runs in that time span is Edwin Encarnacion.
Is he still a free agent after this year?
Yes, he is.
Well, bullpen activity already starting to loosen a little bit. And not surprised, Triggs, who's pitched very well for 2 innings, but you always have to look at the pitch count for a relief pitcher.
Outside corner strike.
One of the lefties, and you know they've done that in the series, but they usually do it about the 5th inning with the jacket on. And of course, sitting down, they just get up, get a little bit loose, just in case. Maybe they already know in the bullpen who is going to be called upon first.
So quick 0-2 to Lowry, hitting .293 with a homer and 19 RBIs. Well, last night Doolittle and Madsen were the 2 relief pitchers that appeared in the game. Three straight fastballs from Lincecum to Lowry. It seemed like when we saw Lincecum pitch in the last 4 years where he just did not have as much success. There's times where he really did not know where the fastball was going. And started throwing a lot of the splitters and no swing. Good job of holding up by Lowry. Today he seems to have decent control with his fastball.
On this split, and you see it, and that was Doug Eddings, the third base umpire, who called him out last night on a questionable pitch.
And that one is lined toward left field and a base hit. Robinson on one hop.
Well, you have to appreciate a hitter who, once he gets 2 strikes, and I think we talked about it, Copper, last year with the Astros. We saw this a lot from Jed Lowry with 2-strike hitting and staying back, going opposite field, and that's excellent hitting. And you can cheat a little bit as he did in Houston against his former team on the Saturday afternoon against Luke Gregerson. Hit a home run to tie the game in the 9th, but that's good hitting when you just stay back and know that there's a lot of hits to the opposite field.
So a 1-out base runner. Here's Yonder Alonso. Alonso has seen Lincecum by far the most of any of the ace hitters. Of course, same division for quite a while. He's 3 for 23 against Lincecum. It doesn't help either that the 2 no-hitters Lincecum threw, both against the Padres, Alonso was on both of those teams.
So he was over.
So I'm pretty sure he did not get a hit in either of those games. 0-2 to Yonder Alonso. Checks his swing, and the pitch is foul. In fact, he was the last out. The no-hitter down in San Diego. And there it is. That's it. So he also no-hit the Padres in San Francisco. We'll throw that on the resume. Fouled straight back. Good swing.
You know, the one thing, Cap, is just watching him, when you think of his career with pitching, and he continues it now. There's our buddy Chang.
Yeah, he made a nice play.
Made a nice play, and he makes somebody happy. Got his glove, reaches over.
Nice play.
Yeah. Got his sunglasses, looking cool. Got his jersey on.
cue shot to Escobar. Escobar fires across in time. 2 outs. So lots of hardware for Lincecum. The Cy Youngs, strikeout leader 3 times in the National League, an All-Star, the World Series titles, and the no-hitters. And slightly popular, we would say.
But watch his glove, whether he's in the windup or the stretch. The glove pretty much is on his hip, and he brings the ball to his glove. And you know, they always try to figure out if somebody's tipping a pitch. He does not move hardly anything.
He just kind of slowly brings his hand to the glove, and he keeps it right about by the belt buckle.
And that's it. But it's the same everything, and that's the consistency for a pitcher. You want that. You don't want any deviation up, down, sideways, whatever, because that means you're going to throw a certain pitch one way, another pitch another way. And he's very consistent in everything he does, and I'm sure it's just all part of making sure, wind up or stretch, it's the same.
Fegley goes after that splitter and rolls it foul. So an RBI opportunity for Fegley with 2 outs.
And looking ahead, the A's will be in Anaheim next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which means that this being Saturday, the A's will see Lincecum again.
There you go. You're right. Good call.
It should be on the Thursday game in Anaheim.
On the ground, Simmons scoops it up. Side retired. A's strand Lowry at second base, so they've stranded a couple in scoring position in the first 2 innings. No score as we head to the 3rd. CSN California is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. Beautiful weather in Northern California. No score, top of the 3rd between the A's and the Angels. Last night, the A's got their 3rd walk-off win of the year, thanks to Billy Burns. Third walk-off win. Dull and Sipczynski starting to throw. This will be pitch number 40 from Trigg. So Bob Melvin is starting to move into the process of how he's going to maneuver through that bullpen today.
Well, we always talk about matchups, and sometimes we see Doolittle in the 8th, Matz in the 8th, Axford in the 8th, and somebody else in the 9th. But today, starting maybe in the 4th inning, 3rd inning, you may see matchups according. That's why he has a lefty and a righty up.
Robinson getting the start in left field today. Escobar to follow, and then Calhoun. Grounded toward the second baseman Lowry, who charges, flips to first, 1 out. So here is the walk-off last night, thanks to Billy Banks. It was a 2-out, 9th-inning rally. And that's all it took. Once it got past Anderson Simmons, that was certainly going to be the ball game.
A 2-out walk, a 2-out base hit to right field, and Billy Burns' first pitch hitting. And see you later. I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's good. We're good.
Yeah, that's good. Too cold. Hand on the microphone and the headset, and give me a towel, and I'll go talk in the clubhouse. But I'm done out here.
Maybe he just didn't like the question you asked him, Ray. I don't know. Our feelings were not hurt.
No.
That was if you're grading the water dump, that was a good one.
Yeah. Maybe we should put a sign up in the clubhouse. If you douse a player with a headset and a microphone, you are paying for the microphone and the headset.
Yeah, we've seen that enough over the last 5 years. So 2 outs as Escobar is retired.
And for Andrew Triggs, that's 5 pitches in the 3rd inning on 2 ground ball outs, and that's a very good performance for him. Jansky has, I think, settled down, and you got the lefty Calhoun, and then Trout, Pujols, and Cron righty, Giovatella, Simmons. So a bunch of righties in the lineup. That's why Dahl continues to heat up.
Do you think, Ray, this is a situation where Triggs is, I mean, he's throwing fine, but maybe Bob Melvin is just getting ready in case Triggs gets in trouble?
Yeah, I think it's batter to batter, almost. And, you know, try to get him to go, and he'll ask him when he comes in after this inning if he gets through Calhoun without allowing a base runner.
That one's hit high in the air left center. Crisp is there, and he's got it. 7-pitch inning for Andrew Triggs, and it's a good one. Bottom of the 3rd coming up, no score.
Fans will receive a baseball trading card pack presented by Topps. This is always great for card collectors. Bring Dad out to the ballpark for Father's Day and go home with a brand new pack of baseball cards. Wow. It's Father's Day tickets today at athletics.com/tickets. What a day that will be.
Those gentlemen sporting the A's uniforms, they are true professional athletes. San Jose Sharks.
Boy, with A's.
Yeah. Some of the Sharks threw out first pitches today before the game, and they're enjoying the ball game today from a nice suite.
But you know, in '88, the A's lost to the Dodgers in the World Series and came back and won in '89. So maybe for the Sharks to go to the Stanley Cup for the first time, they lost, and they know what it's like next year, and they can be Stanley Cup champions. That'd be great. Let's hope that works out next year.
We're pulling for them.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a tough time walking. I admire them for being able to skate.
You would not be good on ice skates right now.
I've never been on ice skate. You ever skated?
A little, not a lot.
Oh, I've never done it, man.
There's all the Sharks games on CSN California, along with the Athletics. Fair ball. Escobar fires across, and they get Simeon by half a step. All right, how'd they do? Let's check their form.
There's a bunch of them out there.
Logan Couture. Martin Jones, the goalie.
Well, at least they spread out far enough so they're not crossing crossfire. Yeah. That's good. Now it's amazing that Brody always tells us this beard is for hockey playoff, right?
Who?
Remember Brody, the guy that's over in the studio?
Never heard of him.
It's been gone for a month and we didn't miss it.
Him.
But didn't they grow beards for the hockey?
Yeah, playoff beard.
So they had Axford and Doolittle behind guys who are clean shaven.
John Doolittle has a terrific playoff beard. Yeah, it's a hockey thing. You grow the beard as long as you're in the postseason.
Brody. Where do we know him from? There's the beard. Yeah, Axford's a big Canada guy for hockey. Hey, how about when the Blue Jays, when Saunders hit 3 home runs last night, they did the hat trick. The Toronto fans threw the hats on the field,
that's good
man.
Stuff.
I mean, they knew exactly what to do with the hat trick.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Michael Saunders, 3 home runs.
He's having a good year.
Yeah, 2 3-run home runs, drove in 8. He's have a couple of 3 home run hitters. Been a lot this year. Nobody's hit 4, but yeah, he's on a Sunday and a Tuesday. Valencia and Chris Davis, 3 each. Victor Martinez did it the other night too, so it's a bunch of them. And the A's just trying to get something going with an out, get speedy Billy Burns.
Burns with a decent lead, 0-1 the count. How about this, Ray? Billy Burns, last stolen base, May 22nd, 20 games ago.
That's when Ricky was here last, right?
That's too long.
That's fair.
It's just a little too long.
Yeah.
Bunted foul.
Well, he shot up a little bit of a flare, but Coco did bunt. Bunted for a base hit with 1 out.
So Coco with a long look down to Ron Washington. 0-2 the count. Stephen Vogt to follow. Off the plate. Lincecum has not always been great at holding runners on. Carlos Perez would try to help him out. Burns bluffs, doesn't go.
Well, fortunately, Coco is left-handed and are hitting from the left side, because you're a right-handed hitter and you see this, you think about, well, I'm in between swings, but Coco with 2 strikes is hitting left-handed, plus he has to make contact on a strike. Now go.
I think he should go here.
Well, it's 3-2, 1 out. It's not automatic 3-2, 2 out, but you know, Lincecum 3 ground ball outs, make it 4 in the first.
Not going, and it's a swing and a miss. So a 3-2 splitter. So 2 away. And even though he struck out, Ray, I mean, that's a good pitch to run on, right?
Yes, it is. It's a tough pitch to catch, and it's down. And Perez came out thinking that Burns was going to be running. But see how he had to wait for the ball?
Sure.
You know, that's the difference. If it's fastball, he can go get it. But as a splitter or knuckleball, anything off speed, you have to let the ball carry to you, and you're flat-footed, and then you try to turn quickly to make the throw like that, but didn't have to with Billy not running.
And the pitch being down, that makes it even more difficult. You got to backhand it and reach down.
But with the number of pitches that Lincecum threw to Coco, which was 6, he's got a good read about Lincecum, plus he's been watching him pitch out of the stretch, which he did in the first as well as the second inning.
Burns is 12 for 15 in steal attempts. Stephen Vogt doubled in the first. Burns runs. Throw to second base is late. Did he stay on the bag? He did. Burns with a stolen base.
You see how he had to back end that ball? Perez came out from behind and backhand. The pitch was down. Throw, try to get a little bit extra on the throw, knowing that the pitch was down, and he overthrew it and to the shortstop side of second, and that's why Simmons had to reach back and try to apply the tag, but Burns already had his hand on the bag.
And he kept his hand on. I think Simmons said, "Hey, I might push you a little bit, although I don't know if I'm doing it on purpose. Maybe."
He should, especially with the guy sliding head first.
So see if the A's can grab the lead. Vogt looking for a 2-out hit. That one floats outside, 2-0. So first stolen base since the 22nd of May for Burns. And that one runs inside, and it's 3-0.
He may throw him a splitter 3-0.
Sure. And go after Valencia.
Yeah, and Stephen Vogt, and some guys don't like to swing 3-0, but this is the time to do it, especially get a fastball.
And he pumps a fastball low.
And away. He was not going to give him a pitch in case he was going to swing 3-0, but that's a classic pitch around. Pitch him carefully, trying to get him to chase your pitch. Danny Valencia struck out on 3 pitches his first at bat, including a splitter 0-2.
Danny Valencia.
So see what Valencia can do. He struck out swinging in the first inning with a runner at second and 2 outs. Valencia had a couple of hits last night, had a double, scored a run. First pitch is a fastball inside. Perez blocks it and then goes to pick it up. What do you think of the form, Ray?
Yeah, well, that's good. It's actually moved to his left, kept the ball close enough. Billy couldn't take a chance and pounced on it. Just make sure you take off the mask. You don't reach down and grab the ball with the mask. He did a good job of blocking, and really you have to anticipate with a splitter. You want the pitcher to pitch down in the zone, and as a catcher with a splitter, you anticipate it in the dirt and plan to get a lot of work in throughout the game with Lincecum on the mound.
And that pitch is high, and now it's 3-0.
And he will be swinging 3-0. He won't even look at Ron Washington. And sometimes as a pitcher, you can look at that and see that the hitter is not looking to third base and figure he is going to be swinging.
And he is, and he lines it into center field. A broken bat single. Burns will come in to score. Valencia comes through, and the A's lead 1-0.
A high fastball, and you do what you do, and you figure that you've seen enough of Danny Valencia. Broke his bat, but he hit it hard enough for the high fastball that took it back up the middle. Ball shattered his bat in half, but considering the split up the middle, he's going to make it into center field. So Billy Burns with the steal of second, pitching around Stephen Vogt to get to the right-hander who struck out on 3 pitches, and 3-0 fastball nets the A's a run.
So Valencia gets RBI number 27. And here's Chris Davis. Davis takes upstairs. That one almost looked like maybe a breaking ball. We have not seen hardly any of those.
It's been mostly fastball splitter.
That's it.
61st pitch coming up, and remember, he has not pitched in a while and had, what, 17 innings at the minor league level. So pitch count probably a concern also for Charles Nagy, Mike Scioscia.
So slider curve just a little bit. .61 pitches already for Lincecum. And that hits Davis in the elbow.
Same elbow. That's 3 times in the last 10 days. But at least now he has the padding and helps a little bit. Yeah, got him just enough. Maybe a glancing blow off the pad. He did have to turn to Jeff Nelson to let him know that he got hit.
Jeff Lowry.
So Nagy will meet with Lincecum. So the A's with a chance to add on here with Lowry, the hitter.
Did it last night with 2 outs, Kai, but ended up winning the game in walk-off fashion today after Coco struck out.
So he's pitched well here in his career. 1.93 ERA.
I think a lot of pitchers enjoy this park.
Sure.
Huh? Yeah. You think of all the parks in Major League Baseball, and then you come to Oakland and you see the massive foul territory and the way the ball does or does not carry depending on the time of day. But pitchers get a lot of extra outs because of that foul territory down both lines. Of course, the Candlestick wasn't that bad. Even at AT&T Park, it's pretty large, but nothing as big as this since it's still a multi-purpose stadium.
That one bounced toward first. Crone takes it, steps on the bag. Side retired. So the A's get a run thanks to Danny Valencia's 2-out RBI single. So 4th inning coming up. It's now 1-0. A's lead the Angels. Leading 1-0, top of the 4th inning. Andrew Triggs back to work. He's sitting at 45 pitches. Dahl is warming up in the bullpen. And the first pitch to Trout, a slider in for a strike. Trout, Pujols, and Crone. So 3 powerful right-handed hitters.
And hard to think that Andrew Triggs, as a starter, unlike a reliever who would come in like he normally would and be considered for a victory if the A's hang on, but as a starter he's got to go 5, and that's the difference in him pitching today as a starting pitcher. Ryan Dahl is ready. He's ready after 2 pitches, so nothing new there.
First 3 innings, pretty good. Just a couple of hits allowed. Both leadoff singles. Escobar in the first, Cron in the second. His only strikeout was Trout.
And this is the second time through the order, although just 4 pitches, netted 2 outs with Escobar and Calhoun. Second time through the order. Trout a little bit more disciplined this at bat.
And he drives on the left. That's hit well. Davis is going to go to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. So Trout homers, his 14th of the year, and we're tied at 1.
Top of the list, most home runs hit by a visiting player, and Bob Melvin is going to make a move. It looks like him coming out, but fell behind Trout and tried to go maybe sinker down and in. It stayed up, and really had no doubt. He's done it too often. Very strong, especially inside part of the plate. So good job by Andrew Triggs. That's the only run, and it was a fastball hit very deep left center.
When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
You can log on to athletics.com/tickets. Use coupon code DAD to receive $10 off field level tickets to see the A's take on their AL West rivals, these Los Angeles Angels. Discounted Father's Day tickets are subject to availability, so make plans right now to treat Dad to an afternoon of baseball Sunday, June the 19th.
That gentleman's in a good spot.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
He is happy. So Trout's home run has tied this game up here in the 4th inning. And now Dahl comes in. The first batter he faces is Pujols. 1-1 with a 2.31 ERA for Ryan Dahl.
50th pitch thrown by Andrew Triggs. He ended up in left center field in the bleachers, but good outing by the reliever turned starter for the day.
And this one's popped up into the seats. So 2-1 to Pujols, who popped out to the second baseman in the first inning. Pujols with 572 career home runs. Another pop-up foul. In his career, he's hit 13 against the A's. So a total of 50 pitches for Triggs. Pujols last year hit 5 home runs against the A's.
He's just missed a couple in this at bat, pulling off a couple. That one way out in front.
That one hit hard, foul. Got to be heads up down there if you're in the third base coaching box and Pujols is hitting.
Surprised Ron Renick staying as close as he is to the third base coaching box. So normally you're way down off to the side.
In the air, shallow left. Davis coming in, still coming in, and Davis reaches down about knee high and makes the catch.
He had a long run. Wow. This time Chris Davis taking charge and Marcus Semien going out. Tougher play on the shortstop. He goes out, but here comes Davis and splits the gap between Semien and Chris. Coco was not going to get to the ball, so Chris Davis able to reach down and make the grab. It's been all over the place in the outfield.
So here's C.J. Cron. Cron had a single in the second inning. So 0-2. Dull jumps ahead quickly. Dull did not pitch last night. It's that slider, and it was in a good spot. Angels had just a total of 6 hits last night. A couple of doubles and a home run. And there's the breaking ball, and Cron strikes out.
Went out just a little farther and finally got the right-hander to chase the slider off the plate. And well, let's look at the tumbling effect on that ball. The slider, and Cron reached for a pitch that he could not get to. But the important thing for Ron Dull, the count 1-2, took a chance and just go out a little bit farther, and then got Cron to go after it. Dull must feel like, what am I doing here? There's nobody on base.
Yeah, that's true. He's the inherited runners guy. Strike to Giovatello, who reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning.
Ron Dull is proof that just give me a chance to put on a major league or professional uniform and do my best. And sometimes you have high draft choices. You have guys who are drafted lower. But it's all a matter of how much you want to work, your work ethic, try to get to this level. Ron Dull has done an exceptional job.
And that one is hit down the left field line. That could be trouble, and it is gone.
That's a hanger.
Yep. Hung right in on the inside part of the plate, and Giovatello homers for the 5th time this year.
Well, he's trying to do the same thing that he did to Cron, but he did not finish the pitch, left it in middle of the plate end, and all Giovatello did is just drop the hit. Watch this thing hang right in his wheelhouse.
Now batting.
And hitters love it. Their eyes get wide open and right down the line. And it went out quickly.
So 5 home runs now for Giovatello. Well, Dull does not throw a lot of bad sliders.
That's
but
right.
That one was not good. And he probably knew it right as it came out of his hand.
Pitchers know it.
Fastball away to Andrelton Simmons, 2-0. Simmons hit a fly ball to left field in the second inning.
That hanging slider also. Fortunately, Simmons didn't swing at it.
Fastball in there for a strike. The Astros are leading the Reds 2-1 in the fifth inning. All the teams in the AL West are all in action right now. Dallas Keuchel pitching that one for the Astros. Keuchel is 3-9 this year. So he's scratching his head a little bit. The Reds won last night over the Astros 4-2. So 3-2 to Simmons. Left side of the diamond, under the glove of Valencia. Semien will grab it, but no throw. Like that ball stayed down on Valencia.
There's where it been off the glove a little bit. Semien was behind him. No chance though once he got past Valencia, slowed down, and he did not go down far enough to grab the ball. Stayed up with the glove just enough for it to scoot under.
So it's an 85. So 11th error of the season for Valencia. For the A's, error number 47. Carlos Perez goes after the first pitch. Coco Chris coming in. Coco makes the catch, side retired. So a couple of solo home runs for the Angels, Trout and Giovatello, and they lead 2-1. Hard facts for today, brought to you by Frostbrewed Coors Light. Most strikeouts in the National League from 2007 to 2015. Kershaw, Lincecum, and Hamels. Cole Hamels now with the Rangers. Lincecum now with the Angels. Lincecum won the Cy Young in 2008 and then again in 2009. In 2008 he was 18-5. 2009, 15-7. That was kind of the year where it seemed like maybe the voters started looking at maybe a lot more than just wins.
That's right. Like ERA.
He had a very good ERA at 2.48. He had 261 strikeouts.
Yeah,
Didn't Zach Greinke win it with like 14 wins, or I'm not sure the exact number.
I think Felix Hernandez, and actually winning 20 games is not as important as CC Sabathia found out.
Speaking of CC Sabathia, he's really throwing the ball well. How about that?
Yeah. Kind of changed his whole philosophy, his way of pitching, not throwing overpowered with a fastball anymore. And good pitchers are able to do that. You have to give him credit for being able to make the change. And we talked about Frank Tanana, one of the best I ever saw.
Escobar, nice play, and throws out Alonso. Escobar ranging quickly to his left. Well, in 2010, Ray, Felix Hernandez won the Cy Young with 13 wins.
Yeah.
And the year before that was Lincecum. Obviously different leagues, but the point is maybe the voting started to change a little bit.
ERA and run support.
Yeah,
Figuring that if you got better run support, you'd had more wins. And it changed the whole dynamics of the voting for the Cy Young Award.
Fegley grounded out to the shortstop in the second inning. He's had a good opportunity in the third. Lincecum was a little off. Gave up the 1 run. Little pop-up. Simmons makes a very nice play. Well, he had a long ways to go, and you're looking up right into that sun. And Fegley frustrated because he swung at a pitch that was in off the plate.
Well, playing the normal position, although when Stephen Vogt hit his, Robinson stopped and caught it, went down hard on his knee. I don't see it, and then he picked it up, and that's when he caught it a little bit off balance and went down hard on his right knee. But at least he's putting his hand up like he didn't see it, but he stayed with it until it came out of the sun and found it, because I don't think anybody else was going to get to it.
Who needs glasses, right? As long as you don't lose it.
It's pretty sunny in Anaheim too when he plays at home games. And wraparounds, they look good.
Giovatelli says, I'm an eye black guy. Crone, a style guy. In the air. Robinson coming in, still coming in. He's got it. So good inning for Lincecum and a shutdown inning as well. 5th inning coming up. Angels 2, A's 1. Women's Open, the premier women's golf championship, tees off this July at Carnival. Tickets and more at 2016 USWomen'sOpen.com. 2-1 Angels lead, top of the 5th inning. So Ryan Dull goes to work on Robinson, Escobar, and Calhoun with double action going on in the A's bullpen. Rodriguez and Sebczynski. Valencia scoops that one up. He was playing on the grass. One away.
Sure, Bob Melvin and Kurt Young told all the relievers, don't hold anything back. We've got plenty of guys in the bullpen. Tyler Ladendorf was optioned at AAA to make room, so that means Zach Neal, the A's have an extra reliever because of the move. One position player short. Kurt Young with the chart, the lineup to see who's coming up, and this is a challenge for a team, pitching coach and a manager, to be able to put guys in the right spots, especially if you're going with the bullpen pretty much all day.
Breaking ball just a little bit outside. The Cardinals are leading the Rangers 1-0 in the 5th inning. Rangers won last night 1-0, so more pitching. That's a good series being played in St. Louis. Cardinals trying to slow down the red hot Rangers. There's a strike at the knees. Escobar, who tends to complain quite a bit, does so there.
Especially when he saw Josh Phegley drop the ball. But it's right down the middle. Knee high. Clanked.
And now the count 2-2. The Mariners are leading the Red Sox 2-1 in the 5th inning at Fenway. Miley and Porcello. Mariners won last night 8-4. Another slider from Dull, down and away. Escobar has singled and grounded out. A shot, base hit, left center field. Escobar is going to try for 2. Here comes the throw, and it is late. Escobar was running hard out of the box, and when he got to first, he was still running hard, and the play was right in front of him, and he just kept going.
And Bob Melvin coming out as we take a look at this fastball that, you're right, Cap, as soon as he hit it, he was thinking 2. Coco slightly in right center. He had a ways to go to get to the ball in left center, and basically just challenged him, and the throw came in just late, and no chance, as Escobar can credit himself for the hustle double. These guys just run to first and happy with a single, but he was thinking 2, and he got it.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Coming in.
2-1 Angels are leading. They got a runner at first and back to the bullpen for the Athletics.
This is one batter appearance.
Yep, Zebczynski to face Calhoun.
And once Escobar got to second with a hustle double, and then when Zebczynski came in with the right-handers to follow, and Axford heating up quickly, or Fernando Rodriguez that is, heating up quickly.
So Calhoun takes the first pitch low. Zebczynski, 32nd appearance, ERA right at 3. So now 2-0. Got to be careful. Calhoun, a home run last night. Today, a couple of fly balls to center field. Trout waiting in the on deck circle.
Breaking ball last night from Kendall Graveman resulted in a solo home run. Breaking ball just did not get down as sharply as Kendall wanted it, and he was hoping it would bang off the taller wall, but it did not. That's all he gave up, though, left with a 2-1 lead, but a no decision for Graveman.
Lowry out on the grass in right field. Good slider. Like Zebczynski maybe dropped down just a little bit.
Just enough for the big sweeping breaking ball. Calhoun did not swing, but called a strike. Good pitch from the lefty.
Line foul. Calhoun's splits are very good. Against left-handed pitching, 317. Against right-handed pitching, 283. So he's done a good job against lefties this year.
So we talked about earlier that Mike Scioscia is not going to change his lineup based on the relievers coming in, because it's a pretty standard lineup anyway.
The dirt. Calhoun with a take, and now full count.
Might as well go back to slider. Got the two-seamer. He likes to throw down and in, but slider is a pitch that to the lefty has been effective, at least in this at bat.
Rodriguez is ready out in the bullpen for the A's. Trout in the on deck circle. Calhoun swings and misses, and he strikes out. So big out for Zebczynski, and Bob Melvin skips out of the dugout.
Right to the slider, the big sweeper, and this time Calhoun had to swing. It was that good of a pitch. A great pitch thrown by Zebczynski, and he does his job very nicely.
So a good matchup coming up. Rodriguez and Trout.
2016 season right here at the Coliseum. And the Cross-Bay Rivals square off on June 29th and the 30th. The A's look to continue their winning ways against the Giants, having captured 2 of the last 3 season series. These interleague showdowns are always some of the most popular games of the year, so get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets. Don't dump anything on Billy Burns because interviews
like that. 2-1. And Trout steps in with a runner at second base. So simple task for Rodriguez. Get Mike Trout. The Giants are in St. Petersburg interleague series over the weekend. I tried to freak him out a little bit. I told him the hotel is haunted.
Didn't believe you, did it?
Yeah, well, they weren't affected. 2-0, 2.65 ERA for Rodriguez. Very consistent performer out of the A's bullpen. And Trout hits one in the air, left center, and Coco Christ grabs it. Side retired. So the Angels do not score. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Still 2-1. T-Mobile, Coco Christ, where he ranks in Oakland history. He got a triple last night, his 24th as an Athletic. They moved him to 5th on the all-time list. He's 4th in stolen bases, games played 10th, and runs scored 16th. Again, that's Oakland ranks all time. Coco will hit second in this inning.
Billy Burns started it in the 3rd inning with 1 out, trying to continue what he did last night and the 9th and the 3rd today.
Shows bunt, takes a strike. That single stolen base and run scored happened in the 3rd inning, and he lines one foul, 1-2. He's with 4 hits in the game. This one again lined, but just foul. Lincecum had his first 3 up, 3 down inning in the 4th. After a long 3rd inning when the A's got their run. splitter and no swing.
Now Perez blocking with a couple of strikes, but check swing did not go. It's really not even close, even though they wanted to appeal to third base.
Tap toward Simmons, who charges, throws on the run, and Burns is gone. And here's Coco, and this is the triple from last night.
Down the right field line, just inside the bag, and great shot of Coco picking up Ron Washington as he approached second base, so he would not have to break stride. Strong throw from the Gold Glover in right field. Coco able to get the triple and still showing the speed.
Coco's in his 7th year with the Athletics. He arrived in Oakland in 2010. The Indians, the Red Sox, the Royals, 1 year in Kansas City, and now in his 7th with the A's. He drives this one toward right field, but Calhoun with a nice running play tracks it down. So for Lincecum now, 6 in a row retired. He's got 2 strikeouts. He's walked 1. He's hit a batter. And he's had 82 pitches. So it's not the dominating stuff from years past. I don't think anybody was really expecting that. Those days are over.
Might have been his best fastball. That registered at 88, 89. So that's about it. But the fact that he can do other things makes the fastball that much seem faster anyway with the splitter.
There you go. 88 average fastball velocity. Not much different than really last year. When he first came up, it was 96. And he may be still trying to adjust to the loss in velocity.
Seen a lot of the great pitchers who could throw hard and lost the velocity, but became a better pitcher because of the loss of velocity, because they realized they had to pitch instead of just rear back and throw.
In the air toward left. Robinson back. Robinson has it. So Lincecum's 7 in a row. And we are now moving to the 6th. Angels 2 and the A's 1. Insider Podcast is live on CSNCalifornia.com. Log on each week as our A's insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. This week, Joe's guest is former A's left-hander and TV analyst Mark Mulder. A's Insider Podcast with Joe Stiglitz. It's on CSNCalifornia.com, and it's also available on iTunes. Sixth inning. Albert Pujols steps in. Pujols, Cron, Giovitella against Rodriguez, who's the fourth pitcher of the afternoon for the A's. They knew going in it was going to be a bullpen game with Andrew Trigg starting and throwing 50 pitches. Pujols out in front, lines it foul.
They just try to keep it close. It seems like every time the A's Angels play, they're one-run games. Very rarely do you see a blowout. A's had the lead last night late. The Angels tied it. A's won in the bottom of the ninth. Today the A's trail by a run.
Always seems like they play tight games.
Yep. Yeah. Never fails.
Angels won the season series last year 11-8. Liner past a diving Semien into left field. What do they say about power hitters? Their ground balls are harder than other guys. Well, that was like a low liner, but it just shot right past Semien.
Now batting.
A cut fastball that Albert Pujols just dropped the head of the bat on it, and Semien, all they could do is maybe fall and dive instead of a step and a dive. Pujols still very strong, just after the ball stayed on the ground. As Marcus went down, the ball was already in left field. Kind of like Chris Davis with his power.
So leadoff man aboard. Here's Cron. Cron swings at the first pitch and misses. Angels last year won 85 games. Finished in third place, 3 games behind the Rangers, but just 1 game behind the Astros for the second wild card spot. So anytime you think 1 game doesn't make a difference,
That's right.
well, it can. I think you Angels won't look back last year and go, yeah, there's games we should have won. They finished 1 game out of the wild card spot. Now 1-2 to Cron. Angels were rolling along last year, but they had a bad month of August. So bad that they had a good month of September, but it wasn't enough. They had dug themselves a little hole in August. They did win the division in 2014, won 98 games.
Jared Weaver gets tomorrow's start. They play in a place in Anaheim where the weather is always great. Very rarely rain. Same for the Athletics here at Oakland. And Seattle up in the northwest, they have the roof to cover. So the Western Division roof in Houston for the Astros. So I mean, it's a good division. It's a tough division, but a good one to play. And you figure as you're playing against each other, you're going to play every day. Nothing wrong with this sky today, except it's high. Tough to find the ball sometimes.
Well, plenty of expectations for the Angels each and every year. They always have a high payroll, but just 1 playoff appearance in the last 6 years. So that does not sit well with their front office. Up the middle, Lowry dives, can't get it. Pujols will stop at second. So back-to-back hits to open up the 6th inning against Rodriguez. So now he's going to have to go against Giovitella.
And the times you hope a pitcher doesn't deflect the ball. That time Fernando couldn't get to it, and Jen Lowry trying to dive and catch the ball, which might have been a double play, but once it went into center field, it's going to be an easy first and second. But the ball hit so hard by Cron over the head of Fernando, could not get to it.
So Giovitella hits for the third time. He has reached on a fielder's choice, and he homered in the fourth. That home run was against Ryan Dahl, and it gave the Angels their 2-1 lead. On deck is Andrelton Simmons. Giovitella takes a little bit inside.
Every pitcher does not want to do this. Every hitter loves the hanger. It's amazing. Mistakes are usually hit that well. Ryan Dahl rarely throws a slider and hangs it that way, but he did, and left the yard quick.
Not a lot of speed on the bases. We've seen Pujols. We know he doesn't run very well, but he's a daring base runner.
And you don't pay attention to him, he'll steal on you.
He will. He'll take off. So 2-0 to Giovitella. Strike outside corner.
You mentioned one playoff appearance last 6 years, and Albert Pujols, of course, the length of his contract, and I'm sure Artie Moreno and the Angels thought when he was signed to the long-term deal, and he's not the problem. It's the problem with the surrounding cast, and Trout, Pujols, Calhoun, Cron, guys in the middle of the order, but it usually comes down to pitching.
Simeon ranging far to his right. He'll get the out at second base. So Pujols moves up. First and third now, one out.
Yeah, keep the double play in order, but that might have been a play to go to third, because Pujols, they're only going to get one out.
Now batting,
slowly going to third base, and the ball taking Simeon a little bit towards third. And now if Simmons is, watch Pujols as he's going, and there's Simeon, and
they would have had a play.
Yeah, and it would have been a forced play at third. But if you know you're not going to get a double play, sometimes at least you can think about that instead of throwing back across the body. But Simmons runs well enough that might be one that's tough to double up. Hit hard enough, it's going to be an easy double play, but it now has to be a double play with the infield playing back.
So Axford now starts to throw. So Simmons for his third at bat. He has hit a fly ball to left field, and he reached out an air. Andrelton Simmons. Simmons coming over from the Atlanta Braves in the offseason. Talk about a Pujols long-term contract. Simmons signed a very long-term contract with the Braves. Of course, the Angels inherit that contract.
It's not $250 though, is it?
No, not quite. He's in the third year of a 7-year, $58 million contract signed a couple years ago. So he's signed through 2020.
A good idea to pay attention to Giovitella at first base, because if Mike Scioscia knows there's a possibility of a double play to get out of the inning, which the A's are looking for that right now, he is not opposed to send the runner and take a chance, especially if they feel they can get a good jump. Fegley throws extremely well. Fernando pretty quick to the plate, but you can think about a hit and run. It's all put in play.
And that one's driven right center. Burns gets over there. He makes the catch. Pujols will tag. Pujols will score, and the Angels score run number 3. They lead 3-1. So Simmons does his job. Simmons picks up his 10th RBI.
Carlos.
Well, a high fastball, perfect pitch for Simmons to do exactly that, just to go to right field, Did not need to try to pull the ball, hit the ball on the ground, take it to the outfield, and drive in the run.
So Perez hits now with 2 outs. Keep an eye on Giovitelli. He's got 3 steals on the year. And this one headed toward right center, and nobody's going to get it. Giovitelli hitting for third, and he's going to be held at third. So Perez with a double. So 3 hits in the inning for the Angels.
Now again, a pitch that was pretty good pitch to hit, and it just kept slicing away from Coco. And Billy Burns not a chance to get to it.
Now with 2 outs, what would Johnny Giovitelli possibly be looking at?
I have no idea. Look at his third base coach.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Giovitelli again. Now there's 2 outs, folks, so just keep an eye on this. I mean, he's really not running full speed going into second base, and he's looking back, and we're not the only ones that are questioning it. Albert Pujols didn't like it.
You think they don't care? They care a lot.
Pujols called him out.
That's right, and that's just from afar. What do you think is going to happen when he actually gets in there? Pujols is a DH, but you know you want to see that from your veteran players because it's something that really the A's hope if Axford can get out of it. That could be a big run that the Angels didn't score.
And I think it surprised me knowing that the way Giovitelli is. He's a scrappy guy. He plays hard,
and he has good speed. I'm more concerned about him stealing second, and so John Axford trying to continue a bullpen game. He's the 5th pitcher for the A's today, and of course with Trigg starting, the 5th reliever.
1-0 to Robinson. A little bit high. 2-0. Triggs, Dull, Zabzinski, Rodriguez, and now Axford. This is a big batter in this game, with 2 runners in scoring position, and now 3-0. Escobar is the on-deck hitter,
and he's not pitching around Robinson for sure.
Robinson is grounded to second and grounded to third. That one right in there for a strike. Axford's last appearance was Wednesday. And now it's a full count. And Robinson took a couple strikes.
Well, Axford and the A's are happy that it's the 9th place hitter. Robinson, 5 pitches, 3 out of the strike zone, and then 2 fastballs for strikes right down the middle. And figure he's going to get another one, although Axford could throw him anything but a fastball. He has that kind of command with his pitches.
And it was a fastball, and a good one down around the knees, fouled down the right field line. Giovatelli at third and Perez at second. Outfield shallow and shifted toward right. And he missed outside. So Robinson walks. That's the first walk an A's pitcher has issued today. And here comes Escobar, who's tough out.
Number 6, Yanel Escobar.
I think managers don't like to have a consistent starting 5.
Boy.
I mean,
this is not an enjoyable day for Bob.
No, it's not really, because you talk about a game in which you're always on your toes as a manager, but man, he's got to make some decisions and moves and just trying to keep it to the point that A's can get back in the game. They're down by 2, and you're right, this inning is huge for the A's and for the Angels. Fernando goes in innings. He's got a couple of runners on base.
So 1-0. Escobar singled in the first, grounded out in the third, doubled in the 5th. He's 2 for 6 in the series. Swing and a miss. High fastball.
This is Rougned Odor hitting from the right side.
Yeah, that's true.
Escobar will not. He won't get cheated. I mean, this is 1-0, and he just swings as hard as he can. He'll sometimes lose his balance and fall down to the knees, but as we saw in his last at bat, 3-2 fastball, hustled a double to left center. So he's scary in a sense, but sometimes you think you can pitch to them because they are so overly aggressive.
Curveball grounded towards Simeon, and it kicks off his leg. 1 run scores, and 2 runs are going to score, and it's 5-1. Well, it's a tough break. Simeon had a long ways to go, and it looked like he may have literally kicked it.
Yeah, and he was going to save 1 run from scoring, but it kind of scooted under his glove and off his foot in the hole. Really not much of a play except keep the ball from going on left field, save a run, but instead watch it go under to the side and off his right foot. So good effort to at least keep it in front, but unfortunately by kicking it in, this inning, unfortunate for the A's, has opened up for a 4-run lead.
And it's a 2-run single.
Foot can't cause a fumble.
So Escobar picks up his 3rd hit, a couple of RBIs. Here's Calhoun. So I got 3 runs charged to Rodriguez. Is that correct?
Yeah. Be 3.
Zach Neal starts to throw. Two 2-0 to Calhoun, who has hit a couple of fly balls to center field, and he has struck out. Calhoun now 1 for 7 in the series. So a walk and a single allowed by Axford, and Calhoun is the 8th man to bat in this inning. Missed again. 3-0. Missing in the same spot, a little bit up and away.
Unfortunately. Trying to nail the outside corner.
Lincecum enjoying the runs. He goes back out there for the 6th inning. Calhoun may have been swinging there, although he ended up taking the pitch, but he looked like he was ready to swing if it was one he liked.
One thing Lincecum will find also pitching the American League, he hit left-handed, which exposes his right arm, but he can stay in games longer, perhaps because of the DH in the American League. Sometimes the National League, the pitcher is removed a little bit earlier because of a certain situation in the game, runners on base in particular.
Trout would hit next. Axford wants to make sure that does not happen. Not close. So the bases are loaded for Trout. Kurt Young's going to come out. So Axford has not retired any of the first 3 hitters he has faced.
And the most disappointing thing is the fact he's walked 2 batters, especially Robinson, who he fell behind 3-0 and did throw him a couple of strikes, but ended up walking him on a fastball away. And whenever you do that and you turn the batting order back over to the top, and Escobar gets a 2-run single, so instead of a 2-run game, it's now a 4-run difference, and still trying to get out of a jam.
So Trout today has homered. That was in the 4th inning. He has also struck out and hit a fly ball to center field.
Number 27, Mike Trout.
He's got 4 career grand slams. First pitch, a breaking ball, and grabs the outside corner for a strike.
Andrew Triggs watched his fastball inside. It didn't sink and stayed about belt high, and that was his last pitch, number 50 that he threw. Did a good job. Now just the 1 run, the home run, which would tie the game.
And that one is hit in the air, shallow right field. Burns coming in, still coming in. He dives, he can't get it. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and Trout ends up at second with a double. So that makes it a 7-1 game.
But you just have to respect the power, and Billy Burns charging as quickly as he could and had it in his glove, but with 2 outs, everybody running. And that's the difference. And almost came up with a spectacular play, but just came up a little short.
Now batting.
Seeing him leave his feet in center field, but this one from right field, he couldn't corral it.
So a 3 RBI day for Trout. He now has 47 runs batted in on the year. It's a 5-run inning for the Angels. And the 10th man to hit is Pujols, who started it all with a base hit. Fouls that one back. Well, Pujols has 1 hit today. Five hits in the inning for the Angels, a couple of walks, a sacrifice fly, and a fielder's choice. In the dirt. Well, we have not seen John Axford struggle a lot this year,
Yeah.
but he is today.
Not with this command. That's usually pretty good for him.
He's fallen behind a lot of the hitters. 1-1 to Pujols. There's a strike. Breaking ball from Axford.
So that's been his better pitch. And it's a good one to Trout for strike one. Strike two to Pujols with a curveball.
Axford ahead of a hitter. See if he can finish off Pujols. That one almost to the backstop. Fegley. He needed all of it there. Extendo arm.
Down low, go up high, and might have hit somebody in diamond level or scared him.
It would have scared him. Calhoun is at third, Trout at second. In the dirt, and now full count.
Fegley goes up high, then he goes low, and he's getting his work in behind the plate. I think Zach Neal is ready.
So a full count. On deck is C.J. Cron. Curveball on 3-2. I think that tells you about how he feels about his curveball today, where the fastball he has not been able to locate. So 23 pitches for John Axford, and he has not gotten an out. See what he throws this time on 3-2. Fastball, and it's popped up. Alonso, foul territory, grabs it, side retired, but damage done. A 5 spot for the Angels. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. It's now 7-1. By McDonald's on this date in 1986, Don Sutton of the California Angels pitches a 3-hitter for his 300th career victory. Texas Rangers 5-1. 41-year-old right-hander became the 19th pitcher in Major League history to win 300 games. Don Sutton.
Well, you can see the excitement from Don Sutton because that kind of validated, punched his ticket to Cooperstown. He went 300 games as a starter or a pitcher in general, and you have to be a starter. And that's kind of on a four-man rotation. Many of his games when he pitched for the Dodgers. Pitching a four-man rotation, a little bit better chance because you make more starts. You're making 40 starts a year. That'd be a thing of the past as far as 300-game winners, just because of the fewer starts they make, 33, 35 starts a year.
Don Sutton. Great years with the Dodgers, then with Milwaukee for a little while. He bounced around a little bit. He finished his career back with the Dodgers.
Played a year here with the A's. Yep. Remember one day he was traveling on, I want to say, 580 to the 238, and he was the starting pitcher. Traffic was backed up so much, he saw a police officer. Got him here on time.
Nice.
You know, so it was nice to at least say, hey, I'm Don Sutton. I'm pitching today. Can you help me get to the yard because I'm not getting through this traffic. But he made it, and that was it.
I bet he remembers that too.
Oh yes, he also remembers throwing at me in an old-timers game.
He shouldn't hang a World Series curveball. Because if you hang a World Series curveball,
that's
the Ray
what
Foster,
I told him.
He's going to deposit it deep into the left field seats down the line. That's just the way it is.
When he was in an A's uniform in the visiting dugout and he came out to pitch to one batter and said, "What are you doing?" Threw it over my head. I said, "Now I know."
It's not your fault. You just did what you're supposed to. So Valencia takes the walk, second walk for Lincecum. He's sitting at 92 pitches, so there's action in the bullpen.
Well, action started about the time Lincecum went to the mound because while the Angels were scoring their 6 runs, 5 runs, he was on the bench and waiting and watching and enjoying all that, but it means spending a lot of time on the bench.
So here's Chris Davis. Fly ball and hit by a pitch. He swings at a pitch in the dirt.
I don't know who called that, but that's a smart pitch after failing to throw a strike with 5 fastballs to walk Valencia. First pitch slider out of the strike zone to Chris Davis.
I think one of the interesting decisions for Lincecum was he said he wanted to be a starter. There's also a lot of people who think he could still be a pretty good reliever because kind of a 2-pitch guy now, and we've seen that today. But also that third time through the lineup, is the stamina there like it used to be? He's been pretty good today.
You have to wonder too, Kai, if starting pitcher today, pitching every 5th day, wants that time off. You know, you're accustomed to being a starter, and you know you have the time to regroup. And as he's gotten a little bit older and has had a great career, go to the bullpen, you can pitch 2 or 3 days in a row, and maybe sometimes you're not able to get up and feel as good as well as when you start. But in this career, you think of Clemens coming back in the middle of the season.
Escobar has it, fires the second for one. Nice turn by Giovatello, and that's a 5-4-3 double play.
Well, you got a big swing from Chris Davis, a little slow out of the batter's box, but a 5-4-3 double play, and got Chris Davis by plenty. So what looked like a promising start to this inning. 2 quick outs on a ground ball. Good range by Escobar. He can play some third. Former shortstop, but moving over to third, he has not lost anything with his range.
Lowry shoots one into left field, and a nice catch by Robinson right at the shoe tops. So good defense by the Angels as they lead 7-1 after 6. sister station, CSN Bay Area, as we get you set for Warriors finals basketball. And I mean finals, folks. This is Game 7. In-depth coverage. Warriors and the Cavs all knotted up at 3 games apiece. The home of authentic Warriors fans is CSN. So that'll be going on right next door. Tip-off scheduled for a little after 5 o'clock. So that should be fun. Tim Lincecum, 6 good innings. He gets the handshake from the manager. That's a handshake, so it looks like Lincecum is probably done for the afternoon. 4 hits and 1 run, and the Angels will be thrilled with that. So it's a 7-1 Angels lead, top of the 7th inning. C.J. Cron to lead it off. And Zach Neal is the new pitcher, and that one is lined off the top of the wall. Davis has it. Cron digging for second, and he will make it.
It took him so long. Jeez. Talking about jumping on a first pitch fastball. Hardly had enough time to introduce Zach Neal. Last time he pitched 3 innings, picked up his first major league save after Daniel Coulomb relieved Sean Manaea and got the win. But first pitch hitting, he was not going to wait around. C.J. Cron jumped on it and almost hit it out on a line drive. Maybe they're going over the signs right now. And by the way, Cap, I looked down at Ricky Henderson down in the tunnel or the walkway, and I think somebody got to the Hall of Fame big heads because Ricky won today.
What a surprise.
Yeah, he didn't win last night, and you know they got to know Ricky's in the house, and he should never win. Never lose, that is, but he's got to always win. And he won today. As he was watching them, Ricky was in 3rd place as they passed in front of him, and he probably yelled at him because they ended up winning.
Proper respect.
As Raleigh said, Ricky should never lose. That's one of the big heads running.
Giovitella, home run today, 1 for 3. And an 0-2 from Zach Neal. So they finished up. Yeah, they're relaxing.
It's their game, yeah.
0-2 with Cron at second. Simmons to follow. A little flare. Burns grabs it, and Cron is going to try. Burns' throw is just a touch late. So Cron aggressive base running.
Like the wind might have taken a little bit to Billy Burns' left as he tried to get behind the ball. Figured Cron's going to stand up and run and to reach for it. Take a couple of steps and then throw. Good throw, but just a little bit offline. And to the left as Cron went straight into the bag. Wasn't hit that deep, and Billy did his best to get behind the ball.
So Simmons with a chance to knock it a run. A's bring the infield in. First pitch, a hanger, and he fouls it straight back. He wants that pitch again. Can't blame him. Simmons had a sac fly in the 6th. That's the inning that the Angels busted it open with a 5 spot. Swing and a miss. Cardinals lead the Rangers 3-2 in the 8th inning in St. Louis. Astros Reds tied 4-4 in the 9th. Red Sox leading the Mariners 5-2 in the 8th. Cardinal fan. Cardinals in the wrong division this year. They're 10.5 games behind the Chicago Cubs. Simmons waves at a pitch well out of the strike zone. Neal gets a big strikeout.
Remember last year it was the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Pirates all in postseason. A couple of wild cards, division leader, and a few teams in that division already thinking about that this year. That's a chase slider. That's a good pitch from Zach Neal, especially with a runner at third.
That's the Central, which the A's are playing this year in interleague. Have not seen the Cubs, have not seen the Cardinals, have not seen the Pirates.
And that guy never saw World Series.
That's too bad.
Ernie Banks, 500+ home runs, Hall of Famer. Let's play 2.
Fair ball. Valencia backhands, long throw, and Alonso digs it out. The Miami connection takes care of that. Crone is stranded. 7th inning stretch. 7-1 Angels lead.
On CSN California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Hey, we got in-depth sports news for the Bay Area fan. Know it all with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai. It's tonight at 6 and 10:30. So a couple of shows tonight. CSN Bay Area. Highlights from this game. Get you all set for Game 7 Warriors Cavs and U.S. Open Day 3 highlights. Here at the Coliseum, bottom of the 7th, with the Angels leading the A's 7-1. So the score's not great, but those youngsters having fun and a nice crowd today. 25,078. 25078 is your crowd. Fireworks last night. Crowd of 24,000. And a new pitcher for the Angels. It's Cam Bedrosian. Bedrosian, appearance number 27. Good ERA of 1.61. He's been kind of up and down between the big leagues and the minor leagues the last couple of years.
Well, that's a pitch he likes to throw a lot, the fastball. He'll throw mainly a 4-seam, mid-90s, but he'll throw it a lot. And that was in for a strike. Alonso picked the ball with runner at third. Throw across the diamond by Valencia. He has unbelievable hands that he has. And when you look at the last road trip he started, had a great road trip. His batting average up close to 250. Take a look at this. This ball deep at third base. Valencia bouncing it, but watch the scoop at first base. Just an unbelievable scoop again. Great hands by Alonso to save a run and really save a ball from going down the corner. Maybe the runner ending up at third.
High fastball. Alonso swings and misses.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It was a free subscription to AtBat Premium, #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Number 19.
So one away. Here's Fegley. Fegley is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss. So Lincecum 6 innings, 4 hits, and the 1 run.
Amazing watching Fegley swing that first pitch fastball. Yet what he did in hitting his first home run of the season, a ball to right center off Wilhelmsen a couple of days ago. Just an easy swing, stayed inside. Ball jumped off his bat to right center.
.295 the average coming in for Fegley. Swing there, fouled straight back, but watch how he kind of reaches for it, but still has plenty of power.
Wilhelmsen, I mean, that's just a nice easy swing, and the ball jumped off his bat. The A's with 2 3-run home runs in the game, including Fegley's first of the season. What if they did that to Jed Lowry in Houston when he tied the game in the 9th inning? Probably not.
No. This
was a little bit different because the game a little bit out of reach.
Fastball, foul back.
Why do I say that? Because Jed's only hit his first home run in Houston. I mean, that was a big one. Not that the 3-run home run wasn't, but to tie a game in the 9th with 2 outs, pretty special.
Bedrosian is ready. To left field, Robinson's there. Second out. Of course, Cam Bedrosian's father, Steve Bedrosian, who won a Cy Young, did he not? Steve Bedrosian, as a reliever with the Phillies.
Now batting shortstop, number 10, Marcus Semien.
Steve Bedrosian also pitched for the Giants against the A's in the '89 World Series.
A lot of former players, of course, have their sons signing. Toy Hunter.
Yep.
And his sign, and Paul Quantrill.
Yep, that's right. He was a high draft pick.
Yeah. Backing
up, Calhoun fighting that son, and he grabs it. So Bedrosian a 3-up, 3-down, 7th inning, and we are moving to the 8th. 7-1 Angels.
California are teaming up to give 1st through 8th grade students the chance to earn 2 free tickets to a game with the A's Mathletics Workbook program, which engages students to solve baseball-related equations. For more information, visit athletics.com/mathletics.
Top of the 8th inning. Zach Neal, his 2nd inning of work. Gave up a double in the 7th, nothing else. Outfield changes. Coco Chris now in left. Billy Burns in center. Max Muncy comes in the game in right. Chris Davis is out. And that one right up the middle, and a base hit for Robinson. So that is hit number 12 for the Angels.
It's going to come right back at you. The ball just stayed right to the outside part of the plate for Robinson, who had a big walk in the 6th inning, ended up scoring a run, and that turned out to be huge for the Angels in the 5-run 6th inning. None of it coming with 2 outs.
Here's the top of the order, Yunel Escobar. That one right to Lowry, shuffles to Simeon, and that's a double play. 4-6-3, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th.
The thing about Escobar, he does not bust it down the line. He's just kind of conceding a double play. He's not even at the bag yet, and ball hit hard, went right to Lowry, and he was not going to expend any extra energy, but it was a nicely turned double play by the A's. That's Gregorio Petit there. He's former Athletic. He's playing well for the Angels. And
Gregorio Petit. Yeah. Perseverance there.
Yeah, early 2000s for him. He just keeps going.
Cole Calhoun is 0 for 3. He walked in that 6th inning. Hit hard. Lowry, a couple steps to his right, throws him out. Side retired. So bottom of the 8th coming up. Work to do for the A's. They trail 7-1. On Saturday, July 2nd, with Salute to Armed Forces fireworks presented by PlayStation after the 7:05 A's Pirates game. Enjoy patriotic music during the show, which coincides with the long Independence Day weekend. Fans can watch the fireworks show from the outfield grass. As always, on-field capacity is limited. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/fireworks. Game summary for today brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. That 5 spot in the 6th is what jumps out at you for the Angels. 7-12-0 for them. 1-4-1 for the Athletics. Tim Lincecum was good. 6 innings, just the 1 run. Couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. So a new pitcher, Deolis Guerra. His 9th appearance for the Angels. Deolis Guerra. First pitch to Burns is down and in. So top of the 8th, A's trailing 7-1.
Hey, seeing this young man for the first time, and Just not really overpower hitters. Got good movement on his fastball. That one was straight. See what a manager wants is like a pitcher goes 6 innings and turn it over to the bullpen. 6 to 7. Nowadays 6 innings as Daniel Coulon gets loose.
Guerra was with the Pirates last year in the big leagues, but just 10 games. It's his first time in the big leagues. It was last year. Nice big hop for Crone. So 1 away. So Burns 1 for 4. And that'll bring up Coco Chris.
Let's hope that Chris Davis is okay. Came out of the game when Muncy went to right field and they moved the guys around, and could have been just giving him the rest of the afternoon off, but he did take another one off the left elbow. Same elbow that he's been hit now 3 times in a couple of week period of time.
Yeah, that's not going to help it get any better.
And the padding, well, I'd say, well, it's padded. Yeah, it's not going to help that much, especially a direct hit.
Cripps looking for his first hit. And now it's 0-2. Vote to follow here in the bottom of the 8th.
Got a good changeup, which he has shown, and he likes to throw it a lot. Actually, fastball changeup pitcher. You can see it's almost like a screwball when he throws it to the lefty. Bottom drops down.
And there it is, but it just kind of floats up there and then dives down. Reds and the Astros are into extra innings. In Houston, that's a 4-4 game. Adam Duvall hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 9th. Astros were closing inning on a win. Now they're going to extra innings. Trout grabs it. Crisp is 0 for 4. 2 away here in the 8th inning. Red Sox leading the Mariners 6-2. That game in the 9th inning. Cardinals leading the Rangers 3-2. Also in the 9th inning. Handful of finals. The Orioles beat the Blue Jays 4-2. Blue Jays, though, are putting heat on everybody. First place Orioles get a win. And the Yankees beat the Twins 7-6. Come from behind win for the Yankees. Miller got the win. Abad got the loss.
I think Twins had a 4-0 lead.
They did.
One time.
Yeah, 4-0 after 6.
That had to be disappointing for the Twins at home.
Alex Rodriguez hit a home run. .695 in his career. Vote.
Well, that was the park at Target Field when we first saw it. Figured nobody's going to hit home runs, especially the left field, but it changed considerably.
Twins hit 3 today in a losing effort. Kurt Suzuki hit his 3rd. It's becoming an interesting AL East. The Yankees 5.5 back. 0-2 pitch. Vogt hooks one, but foul. He's happy.
Waited around all day for that, and got a bruise on my back and my leg, but I got a baseball because he jumped those seats quickly.
It doesn't hurt until about 10 seconds after.
After all the high fives on a baseball, and you realize that's caused all of that.
Those seats are hard.
Oh, they are. Concrete's hard too.
Baseball's hard. There's nothing soft about what we're talking about.
You look around the stadium and you think a foul ball goes in the seats. What are the odds as you sit there in that seat that a ball is going to come anywhere close? And I think that's why the excitement is there.
Because even when the ball's in the air, you're like, oh, that's that. Oh, yeah. Oh. You're right. You just don't think it's going to come to you.
I mean, you look at the size of these stadiums, and all of a sudden, the excitement. You're just sitting there enjoying a day of baseball and the sunshine, and here comes a pelota.
That's right. You got to make a decision. And Vogt strikes out. So another good inning by the bullpen for the Angels. And we have reached the 9th inning from the Coliseum. The Angels 7 and the A's 1. Ace Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Sonoma Raceway. NASCAR is back at Sonoma Raceway for the Toyota Save Barn 350, June 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets today at SonomaRaceway.com. That's the Paramount Theater. Downtown Oakland, 7-1. The Angels lead the Athletics. Nice crowd today, over 25,000. Beautiful day. The right field breezeway says it's very breezy because the flags are whipping. But out in left field, they're still. See, that's right field. It's windy, right? It's definitely windy. Left field says not so much.
Well, it just picked up in left field as you said that. So the swirling effect took it from right field around us, in front of us. And I felt a little breeze of the ball coming in.
Belted to center. Burns racing back, shading his eyes. And Trout is retired. Even his outs are exciting. So the pitcher for the Daniel Colon. 10th appearance.
Now batting.
And for the A's today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is pitcher number 7.
Well, Zach Neal pitched 2 innings, gave up a couple of hits, but remember he was the one that people thought if he didn't pitch last night he might be starting today, but instead they brought up Andrew Triggs, and Triggs 3 innings, gave up just the 1 run.
Well, if there's such a thing as making it work, Bob Melvin has probably done that with a bullpen, because the 2 guys who have not pitched today for the A's, we're talking about Madsen and Doolittle. Those are the 2 guys that pitched last night. So work for everybody if that's the best way to look at it. It's been Triggs, Dull, Sebczynski, Rodriguez, Axford, Neal, and Colon. breaking ball. So 0-2 to Albert Pujols, who has one hit today. He's 1 for 4. Singleton scored in that 6th inning. He batted twice in the 6th inning. In fact, he started the inning and he ended the inning. And he drives that one to right center, and that's a hit. Muncy juggles it, and Pujols with a big turn, but he'll stop them.
A's fans, make your 2016 Insurance MLB All-Star Game ballot green and gold at athletics.com on your computer, your tablet, or your smartphone. Select A's like Danny Valencia, Chris Davis, Josh Reddick, Rich Hill. You can vote up to 35 times. Vote today, vote tomorrow, vote for vote. Vote at athletics.com/vote for vote. Vote for all of them. Vote VOGT. Vote. Vote was there last year.
Yeah.
Sonny Gray last year. We'll see who the All-Star or stars are this year.
That's Gregorio Petit, who is going to pinch run for Albert Pujols. So Pujols with 2 hits today finishes 2 for 5. C.J. Cron has 3 hits, 2 singles and a double. First pitch is a slider down and in.
Yeah, Petit can tell his kids, grandkids. Remember they got him Albert Pujols? Pinch ran for him one day.
That's right.
Yeah, they took him out. I went in for him. So. King Albert, Prince Albert, whatever you want to call him. He's Albert, and he's good. Been good his whole career.
Well, with his 2 hits today, now 2,727 career hits. So he'll get to 3,000. 572 home runs.
Looking for somebody to give a bat to.
How about that? He's doing baseball right by doing that, isn't he?
He is. So
batting gloves. Keep throwing stuff. He's taking charge here a little bit too.
Yeah, he said give it to him. All right, share them. Don't take both of them. Just take one.
The kid that got the bat also just happened to grab the gloves, and he was like, this is a good day. This is a really good day.
You know, Miguel Cabrera does that a lot with the Tigers. He'll go over and give bats and balls and hugs and take popcorn or whatever somebody might be eating.
Simeon has it. Out at second, on to first. High throw, and Alonso had to come up off the bag. So 2 outs.
But it was kind of tailor-made, and coming in was Petit, the high throw, and this time foot was not able to get down quickly enough. And he had hoped it would, but could not extend that high.
So Petit is retired off the base pass.
Wow.
Some more career numbers.
Career
1,700 career RBIs.
How about the 310 batting average, though? That's for a power hitter with 572 home runs and hitting over 300 for your career.
Always been a tough out. Big curve in first strike. Giovitella is 1 for 4.
Albert Pujols played in a city for 11 years where they never boo a home player.
No.
And we're going to go there this year in August in St. Louis, and it's going to be a sea of red, and just something about playing in that city that they love the Cardinals. And I think when players play for the Cardinals, it's the only team in town, they play hard. There's no reason. I mean, if a guy runs hard 90 feet to first base, you know, how can you lose somebody when they play the game the right way? And I think if you're a player, I know McGuire, when he went back, he could not believe what it was like going to St. Louis.
1-1 pitch. High fastball swing and a miss. I don't think you'll ever hear a player who's ever played in St. Louis say it was not a great place to play.
And I'm sure when we see Brandon Moss, who played for the A's
no question.
and Cleveland and ended up in St. Louis last year, and getting a chance to play a lot. He's hit 15, 16 home runs.
1-2 to Giovitella. A little bit high. Yeah, the A's. It's in August, right? When we go to St. Louis. Be close to your hometown. How far was that?
120 miles.
Nice.
Stan the Man Musial. The man. As they said in Brooklyn, here comes the man again. Because Stan Musial just tore up the Dodgers in Brooklyn.
Toward right. Muncy makes a running catch. Side retired. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Lots of work to do. A's trailing 7-1. Lincecum back in the big leagues now with the Angels, and his first start since June of last year. 6 innings, 4 hits, a run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And I would think the Angels were thrilled with what they saw from Lincecum today. Plenty of handshakes, and they're in need of starting pitchers, and maybe they got one today.
Well, the great thing that he did is you look at his line for today. Staying on the bench to support his teammates. Just 1 earned run, a couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts, and he acknowledged the great defense behind him. Calhoun made a very nice play and a running play, and Robinson in left field. I mean, it's you play defense behind a pitcher, you know it's going to be around the plate, and he definitely got his support today.
This is A.J. Actor, his 9th appearance. Trying to get the final 3 outs. Facing Valencia, and then Max Muncy, and then Lowry. Middle of the diamond. And Crone staggered, caught it, fell down, 1 away.
And you know that's a good day for the Angels when you make a play like that, because if you're not playing as well, that ball is going to drop. Crone came charging in. Overran the ball a little bit, then went down and reached back, and see the right foot slipped and kind of caved on him a little bit. Watch the right foot just gave out on him, and I tell you, great concentration to be able to stay with the ball and reach back and make the play.
So here's Muncy. Muncy hitting for the first time. And the first pitch a little bit low. Chris Davis. Muncy hitting Davis' spot. Chris Davis was 0 for 2. Rolls it foul past Mike Eldreddy down near the bullpen mound.
Young man ran a long way to forgive the ball for must have spotted him and said, I'm going to give him a baseball before this game is over. Finally got one.
And that one is drilled deep right center field, and it is off the base of the wall. Muncy hustling to second, and he's got a stand-up double. Hey, make sure you join us tomorrow. The A's and Angels will wrap up this 3-game series. Eric Surkamp and Jaron Weaver is your pitching matchup. Our coverage begins at 12:30 with A's pregame live. You'll get complete A's coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNCalifornia.com. The home of A's baseball is CSN. So Weaver tomorrow. And as you mentioned earlier, Ray, with no off days for either team, that would mean Lincecum would probably pitch against the A's Thursday night in Anaheim, Weaver Friday, unless there's some changes. But that one cued left side of the diamond. Escobar quickly to first. Lowry's out. So make sure you join us tomorrow. We'll have Monday off, and then the Brewers for 2, and then the 4-game series in Anaheim next weekend. Then 4 against the Giants, 2 away, 2 home. So here's Alonso for his 4th at bat. First pitch. Away to Yonder Alonso, who's 0 for 3. Astros Reds still playing 4-4 in the 11th. And Boston beats Seattle. That's a final. This one could be a final as well. Tough play. Robinson grabs it, and it is indeed a final. So all Angels this afternoon behind their starting pitcher, Tim Lincecum. He's a happy man. The Angels are happy as well. So game 2 of the series goes to the Angels. It took 3 hours and 5 minutes. It was played in front of 25,078. Final score this afternoon, the Angels 7 and the Athletics 1. You've been watching A's Baseball on CSN California, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Brody Brazil and Shooty Babbitt starts right now.